Wait, let me actually edit this because now we know better. And when you know better, you do better. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh my God. There we go. Yeah, when you know better, you do better. So let's do better. Where's the middle? I think it's right here. Then I could put that right there. Okay, let's go. Ooh. Okay, so thoughts already. What am I looking at? It feels like I'm seeing an outfit that is being covered by like a reflective mesh. I think it's inspired by that look where you get like stockings and you put it over your face and you kind of build a mask over it. I think that's where the inspiration comes from, but it's also trying to look wet and silky and like it looks wet to the touch, but it's not. It looks like you could mold it into clay, but it's not. Maybe that's the designer's image and view of the world as a creator, that they are essentially molding these models into what their design is. Also, the set design is amazing too. Yeah, see, I mentioned the stocking thing, and then we get a model who's literally wearing the stocking. Let's go back real quick. Let's look at the evolution. So we're seeing like a wet silk dress vibe. Very elegant, very poised, kind of futuristic and alien-like. And then we get a suit. So we're kind of like brought back to present life, I guess. But we still have this like silky, wet to the touch stocking on the faces. I'm wondering if the makeup is over the mask or if it's underneath the mask and just like extremely expressed. I like how she has her hands behind her body instead of to the side. I like this guy too. All black. Then we go and ooh. Okay, I love her walk because she's basically wearing a full ceramic fit, a ceramic mask, a ceramic outfit. And instead of doing like a traditional modeling walk, she stepped into the character. Look at how she's walking. She's fully living as the character of the clothing. Kind of jilted and like, yeah, I like it. And if we look at the back, we see that it's tied together, meaning that she had space to walk. That was a choice she made. Look at the back. It's open. What would I say this is? I don't know what this material is, but I like it. It's very loose and light. And very thin, yeah. Wow. Ooh, I love this. I thought the dress was gonna be like a light purple, but instead it's like all white. Wow. This is really beautiful. I love this outfit as well too. Let's look at it again. It's like a winter. Oh, this is a winter show, obviously. I forgot. But what am I looking at? Is this jewelry or texture underneath this coat? I wish we could get a close up. Like, I'm imagining seeing like a character in a film wearing this outfit, like amongst the trees in Russia, jumping off of a horse or something. With a bow and arrow. This is like an elegant mixture of, I don't know. It kind of has like a cocoon vibe. I like it. Very loose and thin. I love this. Wow. And I like how they didn't just choose to be like, oh, we're gonna put an all gold outfit. There is so much going on here. You can't even tell what is gold material, gold jewelry, gold mesh. You don't really know what you're looking at, but you know you're looking at something beautiful, and you know you're looking at something that you can't have. And I think that's really beautiful. And I love the contrast here. So the color scheme we're seeing is like white, gold, and like a mixture of like earth. Cause look at this like sponge material we're looking at. Something that you would see like at the bottom of the ocean or something. And then we saw something that you would wear in wildlife, right? And then we saw something that you would wear at a wedding. It kind of feels, what is a word for it? Like, it feels, I don't know the word. It feels spiritually natural. I don't know. You could tell the designers put a lot of thought into this. Not only the outfits individually, but also who's wearing what and what order they're going to be walking in and how they would walk in such outfits. She looks like a moon alien. It's white, but it's also kind of off-white as well too, with a lot of texture. I think it has like a 1960. Oh my god! I wasn't even done talking about the first dress, but then this girl in pink showed up. This has like a 1960s vibe to it, traditional colonial. And then here we have this girl. Oh my god! Wow, so flowy. In the direction of the dress, it's going up, you know? I like that. I like that a lot. This is like a skin tight fit. I like this too. Damn, watching this makes me want to go for a run. I gotta get back on my Zoom, y'all. Wow, it's been some time. Where's my water? I gotta log in. Ooh, I like this too. I don't know what I'm looking at. It kind of feels like a dress and then someone poured wax all over it. Is that what I'm looking at? Let's see. Let's go back. Yeah, I think that's what it is. See, we're talking about like a lot of earthy, natural, and like spiritual context. I wonder if there's like a mythology this is based on after. Look at the dress. This is straight from the 1960s, straight from the 1940s. American Western, like, I don't know. You'd see it in like an old black and white picture of Great Meemaw. Kitty, why did you touch my keyboard? No. You're spoiling it. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my cat is sitting on my desk. Wow. I love this. And then he kind of has the inverse of what we saw previously. So the first one was a dress covered in wax, but now this is supposed to be the embodiment. This is supposed to be the embodiment of a body covered in wax with the outfit pure in front. Wow. What? Her heels have no tail, no like stem. It's not the first time I've seen it, but like it's impressive. Wait, I think they do. Yeah, they do. They're clear. I think I'm understanding the show now. So what happens is we get a feminine outfit and we get a masculine outfit. And the first two of the feminine and the masculine of the theme of that segment of the show are supposed to be extreme exaggerations of what we see. So for example, we saw that formal dress, that black dress that was covered in wax. And then after that, we got a masculine representation of that, of the man covered in wax wearing a formal outfit. And then the next few outfits after it featured models whose faces were covered in wax and they had formal outfits. And then here we're going back to the stocking look with flowy dresses. This one is pink with a dress. How is she breathing back there? Wow. I like this dress. What is this material? It's thin like the ones we've seen previously, but it has a lot more like fibers to it, like more individual things sticking out of it, making it more textured. And then if we look at what she's wearing in specific, the knitting of it is kind of representative of a sweater. So it's basically a very thin sweater. That is so cool. Made of like a scarf. I think this is wool. And this is beautiful too. Straight off the shore. Yeah, this show is about nature. Nature and humanity. I think his mask is supposed to feel like mosaic. And we get a thin, like, ooh. This is a continuation of what we saw previously as well, too. We get leather. I love this. It's probably one of my favorite looks. For the men, at least. Wow. What material is this? I think this is like a paper mache vibe of like lace. Yep. If we look at the dress, if we look at the outfit she's wearing, she has like a lace pattern on one side of her neck. It's actually on both sides of her neck, but it's more prevalent on the left side, I believe. And they used that material and created like a paper mache vibe as her mask. That is so beautiful and cool. I think this is actual paper mache. And it's representative of his outfit as well too, because his outfit is a mixture of like denim, leather, zippers, and like, you know, that greaser 1980s thing. Wow. So now we're going into leather now. Or maybe we just exited leather. I don't know. Nope, we're still in leather. Leather, leather, leather! This, I don't know what I would call this. I have a sweater like this though. Maybe I should research more on it. I know this pattern was very popular around the time newspapers were popular, and it was just known to be durable. And if it were to like break during textiles, yes. So we're going down history as well during this show. But like during like the textile factories, basically you'd be able to like press hundreds of patterns like this, and then people would buy them, and then you can use them for jackets. You can use them to build quilts, blankets, pillows. It was versatile. Everyone was using this. So this show is about humanity and human evolution and nature. Yeah. And I think the music selection behind it is very interesting as well too, because it kind of has that like soulful country, like Western exploration vibe to it as well too. Still like a lot of leather. I like this. The robe he's wearing underneath the jacket, I don't know the name for it, but I've seen patterns like this from like the Middle East, and I like it. I like how he's able to incorporate a little bit of that into this like Western vibe that's going on with the show. And then we get this dress here too. Yep. With the lace. We're dealing with a lot of lace, textiles. This is a history lesson on fashion, this entire show. And its evolution. Because fashion has evolved with humanity, and fashion has evolved with humanity, who's also evolving with nature. Wow. I like this.
They call me the wild rose, but my name was alive as a day. Why they call me it, I do not know.
I like.
For my name was Eliza Day.
From the first day I saw her, I knew she was the one. She stared in my eyes and smiled. For her lips were the color of the roses, that grew down the river all bloody and wild.
When he knocked on my door and entered the room, my trembling subsided in his sure embrace. He would be my first man, and with a careful hand, he wiped out the tears that ran down my face. They call me the wild rose.
A lot of textiles, not specifically textiles, but like the inspiration is from that, like that culture, that time period before fast fashion.
Why they call me that I do not know. For my name.
Wow. Okay, so we were seeing a lot of lace before, but now we're getting lace again, but now it's in the masks. I like this.
On the second day I brought her a flower.
And the song is talking about roses and flowers, and the lace that we're seeing on these masks are roses and flowers, whether that be yellow or red.
She's more beautiful than any woman I've seen.
It feels like literally every detail was paid attention to and thought of. I love that.
So sweet and scarlet and free.
Some more leather back into the show.
He came with a single red rose. He said, give me your loss and your sorrow. I nodded my head as I lay on the bed. If I show you the roses, will you follow? They call me the wild rose. My name was Eliza Day. Why they call me?
Ooh, I love this. It's like ruby and velvet looking. This is really nice. Oh, and the guy before her was wearing velvet as well too, but as a suit. But this catches all my attention because not only is she wearing the outfit has a lot of jewelry and a lot of silver on it. And we're seeing a mixture of two different types of red. We get like a burgundy-ish, and then we get a ruby-ish, and then we also get like a purple sapphire with yellow for the mask of choice. It's beautiful. And it's not even just full yellow. It's like a mixture of like reds, blues, teals, and pinks. And it's beautiful. I love it. And the jewelry she has is very simple and very elegant.
My name was Eliza Day.
I think he's the first person to have his hand in his pocket. It's a choice.
The third day he took me to the river.
More velvet.
Showed me the roses and we kissed.
And I love his mask too. You know, these masks kind of remind me of the end of season 1 of Squid Games, where the leaders came in and they had those masks on. I wonder how deep the fashion industry is in TV and film. I wonder who was behind that.
And the last thing I heard was a muttered word as he knelt above me with a rock in his fist.
On the last day I took her where the wild roses grow. She lay on the bank, the wind lied.
I like this yellow with this green. It's like kind of mustardish. It's like an olive velvet green. So we're dealing with a lot of velvet still.
Kissed her goodbye, said all beauty must die. And I leant down and planted a rose between her.
I like this fit too. We're getting like a velvet suit that's very thin and loose, and his arms are out. I like that. And I like the choice of like the rose gold silver-ish mask.
They call me the wild rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me it, I do not know. For my name was Eliza Day. My name was Eliza Day.
I like the texture of this dress.
My name was Eliza Day. 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 For my name was Eliza Day.
Wow, when we get back to the dresses we saw at the first go through. Now they're all walking down. This is so beautiful. If this show is supposed to represent evolution, humanity, spirituality, and nature, I think it's interesting that the first few outfits we see are these outfits that kind of just like, you don't really know what you're looking at, you know, just kind of the same way humanity evolved from, you know, they say we started off from like, you know, the whole thing of like monkeys, and then it was like a genetic thing from a tadpole. Like we all started from a tadpole that was existing in the water that came above land. I think that's really interesting that these first few dresses also kind of represent that part of humanity, you know, living in the water. You see these like silky, almost wet to the touch looking dresses and outfits and masks that kind of represent the beginning of humanity, where we all started. And then slowly you see, you know, it's like abstract and earth tones and silkiness. And maybe it's supposed to represent like the earth and the minerals. Yeah, the earth and the minerals. Exactly. Wow. The earth, the minerals, and then formal attire. Wow. Then we get wax and candles because fire was brought to humanity. Wow. And then we got the wool because that's what we use to keep ourselves warm. This is a story being told. Wow. More formal attire. We get to like the paper mache masks. And then we get to the leather. Remember we were talking about how some of the outfits look like you find them on people who were like existing in the woods, you know? People who are defending themselves with like bows and arrows and stuff. This is very nature, very, you know? And then eventually it's the mixture of nature and humanity's fashion and formal attire. That's why we get leather. That's why leather wasn't the first thing we saw. Because humans didn't just jump to wearing leather. No, we were naked, you know? And then we clothed ourselves with the stuff we found around us. It's really interesting. I'm like, this is all up for interpretation. This is just my interpretation of the show. I'm not saying it's exactly what the director wanted, but this is what I'm grasping from watching it.
My name was Eliza Day. 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 My name was Eliza Day.
That was beautiful. Wow. So we did that. I think we're going to take a quick break and then I'm going to be right back. I think next we're going to go into some of the Iliad and then we're going to go into some of the book about Buddhism that we're reading. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and share. Obviously, like what the hell else are you going to be doing with your life? Like and share, join the Discord, or at least send in your application for the Discord. And then after, you'll join eventually. Thank you for being here.